So, is there anyone in this room who would like to have a better memory? Better being able to remember things is okay, that will help you. And other maybe people in this room would like to have better concentration, better be able to focus on their job and not distracted. Even more people. Well, I can tell you, if these things work the way you want them to, it might have to do with stress. But luckily, there are good things do to improve it. I'm trained as a biologist and work as a science journalist. So like I said, I know things about this pressure organ, but and actually been good to learn. I started off as a science journalist 20 years ago. I was so eager to show the world that I can do it. I do on every assignment that I can do. I worked way by midnight. I would get up early, had to help my husband overcome challenges and had no time to think. I can believe I have a burnout. I felt my brain has just given up on me. I wasn't able to plan anymore. I couldn't decide what a large to-do list first, what to do next. I can't concentrate on my work. I couldn't remember things in my emotion were all over the place, mainly low. And as a science journalist, as a brain scientist, I know that chronic stress is devastating for your brain. It can, in the toxic cocktail of stress hormones, 2 errors in particular. First error is front lobe. I brought a human parameter here. And this frontal lobe used to do exactly all the things I just mentioned. To make surgical, to make a plan, what to do first, what to do next. The working memory used to focus on your job and keep your emotion control. And the second part is on either side of the brain, in the middle, and this is the core of our memory. Why are these 2 areas so sensitive? This is because stress hormones, high stress hormone level, literally make these cells in this area string. There's a brain cells here of a breath. There's a body and all those extension, branches and tracts that reached out to other neurons that contact with each other to form a network. And breath and chronic stress branches disappear and the contacts break down. They just disold and the network just doesn't work well anymore. So this is bad news, right? But luckily, brain science reveal many things you can do to counteract it. And I discovered that what I don't forget is your 4 ways to improve the brain, to share your 4 most important ones. By far, the best thing you can do for your brain is be physically active. We all know that things are active are good for you, right? There can be quite a gap knowing you can actually doing it. Oh yeah? But your working hour not just good for your heart and oxygen to your brain. While you're being physically active, your brain actually makes its growth factors. It stimulates outgrowth of these branches. They grow out again and establish contact. Maybe even new cells are formed. So while working out on a gorgeous body, we're also working on a gorgeous mind. And you don't have to run a marathon because research show already people just walk briskly for 3 times a week, 45 minutes a day, a period, 3 times a week. They have campus already been realized if you don't only do stressing exercise. So I used to decide to first get that deadline and then go to the gym maybe later, maybe next week. But I don't do that anymore. I first go to the gym and then get the deadline. The second very important you can do for your brain is sleep well. Now I'd like to see you all had 2 of you had slept 8 hours last night. 8 hours. Well, you're doing quite okay. I think it's 44%. the chemical get between now and sleep is good for you and actually doing. But I can tell you, and you may know already, it sleep loss is a chronic stress for your brain as well. On without sleep, when I without sleep, you lose the concentration is bad, the memory is worse, you're more irritable. The only after 1 hour sleep start malfunctioning. The long after midnight, too little sleep. You sleep, our brain reorganize it. The selfish put the bed for next taken up, clean from voice. You really need that for good working brain. I told you I want to go back, but I don't do that anymore. I make sure I get my 8 hours sleep. It's really difficult for me because at 9 hours I have to stay up late. Whenever I miss an hour, I make sure I make up for the next time. Of course, the brain also needs good building blocks, food. And doing food research, very difficult. It's very hard to bring which specific is good for your brain. Before entering eating patterns is good. Diet, a better brain for a longer time, and better concentration. Now, what is that? Mediterranean diet? It sounds like on pizza and pasta, maybe. Maybe you hold that, but it's not okay. It's large amounts of fruit and vegetables. You see, fish here, like fish, very important. Provides omega-3 fatty acids, essential building blocks for your brain. And you can see some other proteins in grain, and you're going to see a healthy fat or nuts. And to be the 2 secret ingredients in your brain healthy for a long time. Just say. And maybe some eagle eyes and a bottle of red wine. You saw that? I hear it here because here the label is not good for you. I'm sorry, not for your brain. There's 4th thing you can do with your friend. That is meditate. And it's maybe even harder. But it's an increasing power scientific. Daily meditation can beneficial effects on your brain. And the basic, you can look at meditate as a training of your attention, crush the sky, and focus on the breath and your mind. You have to do. And you put it back on your breath. And this way you train your attention. And also your flexibility, emotional, and seems like many of these functions of the areas behind your forehead are strengthened by meditation. So could try it. Do your routine in the morning, after you go to bed, and see how go. I do it every day, every time, and I don't really miss it. So with this 4th adjustment you rely on is really counteract, because this thing affects chronic stress. I built this into my routine because my burnout. I would say my brain works well again, maybe even better than ever. Perfectly fine to work hard, long hour. As long as I take good care of my brain. A gap between knowing and doing small for you today. I only ask you please bigger to your brain. I set a crown for you all. Treat her like queen. Thank you.